this time we're underway cleanly. Johan Blake on the inside in 2. Aaron Brown on the outside in 8. And they come to the line. I think Brown's going to catch him.
What's good? What's good? Welcome back to another episode of Kingsley TV. My name is Aaron Kingsley Brown and I post videos about the track and field experience and my life as a professional sprinter. So if you vibe with that, consider hitting that subscribe button and join me on the way to 25,000 subscribers. So the 2023 track and field season is underway. I've already opened up my season. I ran the 100 at Miramar and opened up my fastest time ever in a windy 997. I also ran a 400 and I ran 45.84 for a new PR. And this past weekend, I ran the 200 for my fastest season opener ever in 20 flat, one of the fastest times in the world this far. So it's safe to say the 2023 track and field season has been a good one so far, and I'm looking to keep the momentum going with my next race being my Diamond League season opener in Doha. And in honor of my Diamond League season opener, I'm looking back at my 2022 Diamond League races and give my reaction to last year's Diamond League circuit. This will be my second edition of Diamond League reactions, and if you haven't seen my first one, I'll link that right here. You can go check that out after this video. But for the 2022 edition, I made the finals in the 100 and 200 at the Diamond League final in Zurich. So let's rewind and check out the journey and see how I was able to qualify. But before we get into this reaction, if you could smash that like button and subscribe to the channel, join me on the way to 25,000 subscribers. That's greatly appreciated. Now, without any more waiting, it's time to react. So a little background about my 2022 season from the last year. I started off the season with a fractured wrist, and many people don't know that. I was playing basketball, I went out for a block, I was trying to be Draymond Green, I was trying to be Anthony Davis, Jaren Jackson Jr., I don't know who I thought I was, but I was playing a pickup run, and I got undercut in the air, tried to land on my wrist, and then it bent backwards, and a lot of my pictures are on last year, a lot of my videos that I posted, my reels and stuff, I was hiding my wrist because I had a fractured wrist and I was in a cast. I got the cast off before the season started, but I had to run in a sling for about 6 to 8 weeks to start off the season, and I couldn't lift upper body. So last year I started out a deficit, and many people don't know that. So first race of the Diamond League season was Doha, and I was fresh off my win in Nairobi where I won the 200 meters in a windy 20:05, my fastest season opener ever. And I made a vlog while I was in Nairobi, so if you want to check out that vlog, I'll link that right here. And I also did a vlog for Doha after this race in particular, so if you want to watch that one, check that one out right here. My Doha Diamond League vlog and Q&A video. But like I said, I ran 20:05 in Kenya, so I was feeling pretty good. It was slightly windy with a 2.1, but close enough, so I was feeling confident and ready to go, ready to drop another time against some top contenders. There's 2 other Canadians in this race, so you know I want to have a good showing, but let's check it out. So as you can see, I have Andre, Fred, and Noah. Up to this point, they're some of the fastest times in the world. Heavy hitters, Olympic champion, Andre DeGrasse right there. Noah dancing, so you know he's feeling good. Here in 1986, I believe I was the NTC, so he's got his debut overseas. He's always ready to perform. Fred Curley, he ran his 1980 at Mount Sac, beating Michael Norman. There's your boy, yes sir. Call him up, salute, let's go. Ran my 20:05 like I said, so I feel like I can compete. Dream Richards, he'd ran 20:06 at the NTC as well, so he was in good shape. You know, he was pretty close to his PR. Big Moose, he ran 20:04 at Mount Sac, so that was his fastest ever. Feeling good, and then got Tour 2 season opener. A tight lane 1, so tough. Close up on your boy, getting ready, getting the blocks. Everybody shaking out, ready, set, pow. So I drive out, and I got Fred on my outside, so I'm making up a decent amount of ground, and I'm in the mix. You know, everyone's going pretty good. Someone pulled up out on the outside. Look, I think that was Femi. I was in the mix, and then 150L, that's when they pulled away. Dream came back on me, and so did Andre on the outside. And, you know, fast race, again, 2.1, so it doesn't count, but 1972, I believe Fred ran 1976. Here's a replay. Out, driving out. You see I'm in contention, and I'm going good. I'm on their hip, and then right down the straightaway, I start to lose it and tighten up. Typical thing that's been happening to me and something I've been looking to fix, but you know, second race of the season, had to get those bad ones out the way. Noah and Fred going neck and neck. Wow. Yeah, that was a good race. Down to the wire, but I ran 2018 for 5th place. One wasn't on my books. Not great after running 20:05 in Kenya, but it is what it is. These things happen. Got to get the jitters out of the way, and rough race. 5th place, never like that. Got a decent amount of points, but you know, we got to be better than that if we want to shake it up. So, back to the drawing board. Okay, back in the Diamond League hunt for race number 2, but this time running the 100 meters, and there's a crazy background story for this one. So originally I was only going to Birmingham to run the relay because we got rained out at the Florida relays, and the head coach of Team Canada always wants to run at least one relay with the A squad so that we're good going into Worlds, we get that chemistry down, and as you know, that clearly pays off, so he's up to something and we always buy into the program. But he decided to bring the squad to Birmingham, so I was gonna head out there. Andre was already confirmed for the 100, and so was Jerome, so they were in the A race. And once I found I was going out there, I hit up my agent like, yo, get me in the 100, you know, I'm already gonna be out there, I might as well get myself in the 100, see what I can do. But up until then, my season's best was only 10:08 at the NTC, so there's stiff competition to get in the lanes, and he came back and told me, you know, it's a bit too late to try and get in, the lanes have already been filled, and I was able to run the B race if I wanted. So I felt a little disrespected because I had 2 other Canadians in the A race, Jerome and Andre, and I was like the 3rd guy, and I didn't want to be X'd out. But up until that point, Andre's a made man in the 100, so he's always gonna get a lane, and then Jerome had run 10 flat and won Bermuda, so they went with him, and I was like, all right. I kind of took this as disrespect, but my whole plan was to run faster in the B race and make them regret not putting me in the A race. So I just said, all right, I'm gonna prepare for the B race, I'm gonna take a slice of humble pie, and I'm gonna take it personally, like Michael Jordan, man. I'm gonna run with a chip on my shoulder. I always run better when I'm angry. I'm gonna show them they made a mistake and I should have been in that A race. But lo and behold, a lane opened up in the A race because Marvin Bracey missed his flight. I think that's what happened. And so he ended up not coming. And I said, you know what? Keep me in all 3. So I'm gonna have a training day. I'm gonna run the B race 100 to warm me up for the A race 100. And I'm gonna close it out with the 4x1. So with the disrespect on my mind, let's see how I did. Shout out to Dooms, man, because I actually couldn't find this race anywhere on the internet. So I get out and I'm with Azu, but he pulls away from me, man. So I try to close at the end, but my transition was soft and he got me. He ran in 10:19. It was pretty chilly out, so, you know, not the best conditions, but that's typical for the UK. And I felt like this was just to get my legs warm and going, but, you know, not a great start. My plan was to win the A race and make them regret not putting me in there for the first place, but I couldn't even win the B heat. And I was a little like, okay, if I can't win the B race, then maybe I deserve to be there. I ran 10:2, but these things happen. I had to dust my shoulders off, had short-term memory. I got another race to run and another opportunity to fix things up. I got my feet wet, I got the wheels turning, so got the rust off. I went back to the drawing board and said, I know what to fix. I just got to fix that transition, get out a little harder. My body's warm now. We'll be good. We'll be good. Chill out. Chill out. So now on to the A race, the race I was looking forward to the most, to prove myself. Got to dust my shoulders off, bounce back in the game. Let's see how it goes. So you see the lineup, you got Jamili, you got Johan, you got Zarnell, you got Jerome, Trayvon, Andre, Nathaniel, Reese Prescott. So a lot of Brits took up lanes as typical. It's a European meet, home crowd. So that's the main reason why I got X'd out and I want to prove myself. Guns up, boom. Trayvon, false start. He said that he was feeling really good and was about to drop something crazy and he was doing some crazy stuff in the warm up, but we'll never know. Clear false start and he was gone, but yeah, he was gone because of the false start. See that reaction? He went before the gun. When you see a negative reaction means that he went before the gun even went off. So bye-bye, Trayvon. Enjoy your flight back to America. Shout out to Trayvon, man. But bye. Okay, so one less person in the field. So we got Jamili, Blake, Hughes, Blake, DeGrasse, Prescott, Brown, Mitchell, Blake. Set the lineup again. All right, in the blocks, getting ready, set. Bow! Another one down. So at this point, it's survival of the fittest. I mean, who's gonna even line up? Zarnell Hughes, he's had some troubles false starting, as it's been well documented. And I think he knew this one because, again, before the gun even went off, it's clear. Negative, oh, it looks like the exact same reaction as Trayvon. So that negative reaction, once again, bye-bye. All right, 3rd time's the charm. Set the lineup again, here we go. And I knew everyone's gonna be hesitant because there's already 2 false starts, so I took advantage of it and I got the heck out. Bow, 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 bow. And unlike the B race, I drove out. And when they were coming back on me, I closed. Look at that close, woo! So time was nothing to write home about, and I didn't even know I won because they put the camera on Jerome at first, but then they put it on me and I'm like, ooh, did I get it? Did I get it? I felt good, but I'm way out in lane 8, so I couldn't tell. but they stuck it on me. I've dapped people up. It's a good race. And once I found out they kept it on me and they said my name, gave a little salute to the camera, dapped everybody up, and now it's time to pose. Got the cameras on me. The B on my brown was gone because it was from earlier, and I guess I ripped it off when I took my jersey off after I lost the B race. Yeah, 10:13, 10:18 for Blake, 10:20 for Jerome, and I believe DeGrasse, yep, 10:24 for fourth. So pretty slow race. Conditions weren't great, but at this point it's all about getting points and just crossing the line first place, getting my money. So secured the bag, did what I had to do. I wasn't even supposed to be in there. And you know, watch the replay, bow. I get out, can watch my top speed, building up quick, hit up to 37, 38, 39, 40. You know, I'm holding, hit up to 41, and I sustained that all the way to the tape. Johan's way down there. He dipped down to 40 by the end, so I was able to clip him. I believe he was out on me, but you can see by this side view, I'm going good. Johan's pretty good, but then I start to close. And that's because I had that nice patient drive and pushed it all the way to the tape. And that just like an airplane, man, it took off nice when I was ready to come up. And that whips me down at the end of the race, pays you back. But you know, I had a nice knee lift all the way through cycling, and I didn't feel anybody through the whole race. So I was running without feeling any contention and came away with my first 100-meter win in the Diamond League circuit. So couldn't ask for more. And let that be a lesson. They can count you out, but as soon as you get your opportunity, don't be mad that they count you out in the first place. Make them regret not putting you there to begin with. Take things personally, but don't take it to heart. I could have sulked and I'd be like, man, no, now you want me in the A race. I'm not gonna do it. You should have put me there to begin with. But I would have never had a chance to win my first Diamond League in the 100. So took full advantage, went out there, beat that field. Now, don't make that same mistake again. Don't sleep on me. So Birmingham Diamond League, overall success. But like I said, it was a training day, so I had one more race to come. So now, third race, before we get to the 4x1, I gotta let you guys know I had the worst cramps of my entire life before this race. And I don't know if it's because it was super cold out and I was doing this triple and it was a tight window and I didn't have time to properly cool down and warm up, but I don't know, man, I was cramping like crazy. And I told Glenn I was good to go because I thought by the time I got out there, I'll be good, but it just got worse. And I mean, my whole body was cramping. Like I would run, my forearm would cramp, I would run, my calves would cramp, both of them, my quads are cramping. It was terrible. I was so scared in the blocks. I don't know how I kept it together for the camera because I was so nervous. I was like, man, I might hurt myself out here, but I'd already told him I was good. And if I went out there after saying I was good and then pulled out, then it would look bad because he brought the whole program out there just to run that relay. That was the whole reason why I was there, is to run the relay. So I had to see it through, come through for my dogs, and I said, all right, let me just hand it off and get it in contention, and then they can handle the rest. I'm not gonna have a great run, but I just gotta do my job and hand it to them in a position where they can do work and win the race. So let's see how this goes. So you got Azu, the winner of the B heat. He beat me, the only guy that beat me on the day in the 100 in the B heat, but he's running first leg for Great Britain number 2. Your boy throwing up the 3 for my third race, throw up the X, represent. And in my mind, even though I look confident, like, yo, let's get ready to go, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. My body's cramping like crazy. Jamili hyped the crowd up, locals, strong team. Netherlands, another pretty solid squad. And then you got Scotland, third UK team. So closing out the meet with this 4x1. You see people on third leg, people on the back stretch, everybody getting ready. Zarnell, Jamili in the blocks. You see the anchors, Andre, Richard Blake getting ready. We're down in the blocks and boom. So I'm driving out and I'm kind of getting left a little bit. Azu's taking off on me, but I just want to hold off Jamili because that's the A squad. You know, I do a decent job considering I was cramping. I picked it up a little bit going into Jerome, and as soon as I passed it off, I was like, ah, my body just seized up. But Jerome's doing his thing, battling with Zarnell. So right now we're about second. The A squad, GB is right on us. Kilty doing his thing, but Brendan had a pretty decent run. And then you see Mitchell Blake took off too early, so Andre got it. And now we're battling for first because France snuck up on us. But Andre does Andre things and closes and wins. So one thing about Andre is he's going to anchor. It don't matter what shape he's in. You know, he just ran 10.2, but it doesn't even matter. He can still run that anchor on the fly. There's nobody better out there in this generation. So salute to the camera. You got the dub, 38.3, not fast. did what you have to do. We got the win, got to run together with the A squad. It is what it is. GBA team is kind of confused, like, yo, what happened? What's good? We don't do this. But replay here, you can see third leg. We're actually right in the mix. It's anybody's race at this point. Brendan's running pretty good. Kilty's coming up on him a little bit, but Mitchell Blake took off way too early, and he knows that. You can see him gritting his teeth, and they're out of the zone. Didn't get the exchange off. It actually hit the ground. But then goes Andre, racing against my teammate Dooms. Shout out to Dooms. Replay again, and drop a stick. Never want to see that. Relay worst nightmare, man. Andre again, closing on Dooms. Dooms is fighting, is trying to hold him off, but this is Andre DeGrasse. Anchor extraordinaire. Anyways, job done, triple complete. I ended up getting massaged, and I talked to my nutritionist to make sure that never happened again, because that was very, very scary, and I don't want to risk injury. So I fixed my cramp issues. In a future video, I'll describe how I fixed that, but we got to get back into this reaction. On to the next race. Okay, next up, we got Monaco. I just came back from Budapest, where I finished second in the 200. I didn't have my bags there, as I said in this vlog right here. You can check that out after this video. I actually did a vlog from Monaco as well, so if you want to see my journeys there, I still didn't have my bag. But luckily, Nike was there at the meet and came through and were able to give me some clothes to wear, so I didn't have to go to the mall again and go shopping, because Monaco is a lot more expensive than Budapest would be. But if you want to check out that vlog, you can watch this one right here after this video as well. But in this race, I was back in lane 8. I had a string of races where I was in lane 8, and I was getting frustrated with being way on the outside, and it was kind of playing on my mind, and I was a little haunted running in lane 8, because the last memory I had was from the World Championships when Big Joe and Noah ran right past me in lane 6 and 7, and I ran 20.1, and it just didn't have a good taste in my mouth. So I was a little frustrated running in lane 8 again, but it's track politics, and you got to take what lane you can get sometimes. So let's see how this race fared out. Boom, getting right into it. So I drove out really, really well. You can see I separated from Noah at the beginning, but right when we get around 60, he starts to close on me, just like World Championships, and then he takes off. Noah was just on a different level, man, from the rest of the world. After going back and forth with the Aryan, I don't know what he did. He went into the hyperbolic timetable or something and just put in work. Because 19.4, casually, I mean, Jesus. 1946 gave us all the business, can't even lie. I ran on the outside, I tried to hold into contention, and I was good, and then 150 on, just couldn't hold on. So you can see, 92nd, 1984, pretty solid time for him. Norman, 1995, that was one of his first twos after running 1908 earlier in the year. Ogondo, 20 flat. And then I took 5th again. So 2023, not a good time. I never want to run times like that. But when you got a guy running 19.4 down your neck, it's kind of hard to stay true to your race plan. I mean, not many people can say they've been in a race and have that pressure right underneath you. It's easier said than done to hold your form with someone running that fast. But I'm a professional, and this is something I took into 2023, where I have a completely different mindset, where I can compete with anybody. And you'll see in the latter races, I start to fix that. But this was one of those races where I had to take it on the chin. Got knocked down just like Ryan Garcia, but fighters get hit sometimes, and you gotta get back up, get back in the ring, and keep fighting. And that's exactly what I did. So another 5th place finish in the 200. At this point, I'm just trying to get as many points as I can get so I can qualify for the 200 Diamond League final. Lanes were scarce. Everybody wanted to run the 1 and 2 at this point after Worlds, and so I had to make the most out of these opportunities. Didn't quite do that here, but at least I got 5th place, so I got a decent amount of points. Yeah, on to the next race. All right, next Diamond League race was Brussels. I'm back again in lane 8. Had my fair share of races in lane 8, and at this point I just accepted. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be in lane 8 on the far out time. I'm gonna run blind. How do I make the most of this opportunity? I gotta change something up, because I gotta get in the finals. I've been in the last 4 finals in the 200, and I don't want my streak to break. I felt more confident in this race because I had just come off running my first race in my last leg overseas, where I ran in Luzerne. I ran the 100 and raced Arian Knighton in the B race in the 100. He beat me, but I was pretty close to him and I was closing on him, so I felt pretty confident. We were running in the rain, it was not great conditions, and I felt like he's not that far ahead of me. I hadn't been that close to him before, and just seeing myself in that close proximity to him, I'm like, okay, I can see myself actually doing something. If I'm closing on him in the 100, I got more space in the 200, so I feel confident. I feel like I can do this. I know Brussels has one of the best turn radiuses in the world, so a lot of people love running into Brussels and running fast times there. It's where Johan ran his 19.2, Walter Dick's right behind him with his 19.53, some of the fastest times ever seen. So I'm ready to do it. I ran 20 flat here before. Let's see what I can do here this time. Again, your boy, lane 8, salute. Let's do this. Arian Knighton, Dream Richards, Commonwealth champ, 1980. Mena, that's the guy that ran 1963, and I want to see what I could do against him because I felt like, okay, see you do it on me. Ogando, you know what he's about. Finalist. Famblay again, another finalist, 1908. Strong competitor. And then local from Belgium, Robin, and Saldo from Italy in the dreaded lane 1. Okay, so field is set. I'm in lane 8. Guns up. Boom. So I get out pretty good, as I typically do. Try to 50, but then Arian starts to smoke. You know, he goes right past me. Typically where I'm hitting it in the 2-2 zone, but I didn't panic because I said, all right, I'm gonna go a little softer there and then try to come back in. And you can see I start to close again, come back on the field and finish 3rd. And you see the time, 20:07, but it's into a negative 2.9. So stiff headwind. If we had that reversed or just no wind at all, that's easily 19. I feel like Arian probably would have ran somewhere like 19.7, which would put me, I ran 2020, I'll put me somewhere around 19.9, and that could be close to a PR. So I was actually pretty happy with this performance. Arian's a really good turn runner, as you can see here in this replay. He's going really strong, and at that point, normally I would tighten up like Noah going past me, but I said, okay, this isn't Noah, this is Arian, and I just raced this guy. I was closing on him, so stay confident, stay smooth, stay strong. And you can see I came back on the field. Almost got Ogando, who finished 2nd. I just beat Dream, and I beat Mena, who, like I said, ran 19.6. See the replay again, I'm getting out. Arian passing me, Mena passing me, Ogando and Dream. I look like I'm about 5th right there, but you can see from the overhead view, stay strong, stay smooth, boom, 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 boom. Pass Dream, pass Mena. Almost get Ogando, ran out of real estate, but Arian ran really strong into a stiff headwind, so shout out to him for that. Got his first Diamond League win, but you can see there, 2022 into a negative 2.9. Yeah, that's a good run, man. That could be a PR run right there, so I'm feeling good now. I'm like, okay, it's coming to me, I'm getting it, I'm figuring it out. We started off a little shaky. I was 5th and 5th in the 200. It wasn't looking great, just like in 2021 where I didn't have the greatest Diamond League circuit, but started to figure it out here. Podium finish, so I like it. On to the next. And at this point, I know I qualified for the Diamond League final. I'm hype about that, my 5th one in a row. So let's shake things up and see what I can do this time. So the moment we've all been waiting for, the Diamond League finals in Zurich. Everything's been leading up to this, the road to the Diamond League final. And for the first time in my career, I'm in 2 events running the 100 and 200 in the Diamond League finals. First up, we got the 100, where I wasn't even supposed to be there because, like I said, I only got to run 1 Diamond League race in the 100, and that was Birmingham, where I wasn't even supposed to be there. I was in the B race, but because Marvin missed his flight, I was able to get in the race. And fun fact, Marvin was the first one out of the Diamond League final. He was actually there on the wait list and waiting to get in, but because I was able to get there, I had 8 points and he only had 7. I got the lane. And so I'm sorry, Marvin, you are the reason why I'm in the finals, because you didn't show up in Birmingham, and I took full advantage of the opportunity. I only got 1 shot and I made the most of it, got 8 points. Now I'm in the final. Also in the 200 for the 5th time in a row, but we're gonna start off with the 100, where I'm in lane 8 next to my teammate Kyrie King. I'm gonna shoot this like practice, see how this turns out. All right, so set the lineup. We got Yupan Abiku from Sri Lanka in lane 1. Shout out to him for qualifying. I've never seen someone from Sri Lanka make a 100 final, so big ups to you. I'm sure your country's very proud of you. We got lane 2, Andre DeGrasse, who I thought would shut down the season after Worlds, winning the gold in the 4x1. Haven't seen that reaction to that video. Check that out right here after this video. It's an epic one. But Andre never turns on the bag, so he's out there in lane 2. You got Akani Simbine in lane 3. Yep, salute to the crowd. Strong competitor as always. You got Johan Blake going back to the beast. Throwing it back to the old days. I think he's trying to channel an old performance in his 96, 19-2 days. You got Trayvon looking confident, lane 5. Reese Prescott, 993 PR this season, so he's looking to do something. Wave to the crowd. Kyrie King, got the shades on, the arm sleeve, throw the crown on. It's my teammate. And then your boy, yes sir, lane 8 on the outside. So you can see in the foreground, you got that diamond trophy. I'm feeling confident, man. I feel like, yo, I just won in Rovereto. I beat a bunch of people that were really talented in that field, and let's see what I can do. Guns up. Bah! Drive, 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 drive. So I'm running pretty blind here because I get out on Kyrie King. This is like practice, and you know, I had a really good start. I didn't know Trayvon was that far ahead, but you can see me close really, really fast at the end. He had enough time to celebrate and throw up the guns on us, so he won in style. Shout out to him. He deserved that win, but I didn't know what place I got. So I see that Trayvon ran 9.9, and like I said, I was running blind. I couldn't really see anybody until the end, so I'm waiting for my time. They showed me, so I felt pretty good, but then Johan comes up, 10.05, and I timed my season's best, 10.06. I ran 10.0 so many times in 2022, man, it's crazy. I'm a consistent 10.0 sprinter, I can say that. But dap him up, give him his respect. You know, you did your thing. Replay here going, boom, 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 boom. So he actually cleared us pretty fast. Him and Johan hit their top speed, but you can see I get up to 42, show a little flash there, drop down to 41, and hold that to the line. But yeah, I had really good closes, and that boded well for me. In the 200, I think I leaned a little bit too early. I think I might have gotten Johan if I just ran through the tape, but into a little bit of a headwind. So if we had a, you know, a 1.0, 1.5, that's definitely under 10 right there. And for me to be running that after a long season, being the last meet of the year for me, I feel pretty good. So you can see the times. Trayvon is the only one that ran sub 10. Johan, me, Simbine, 10.0s, pretty close for second and third. And then Yupon was 5th, Prescott, King, and then DeGrasse for last. Bars. But yeah, solid showing. I'm feeling pretty good. Third in my first Diamond League final on the 100, and I still got one more to go, my signature event. So see how I do on that. Let's get back to the warm-up area, get loose. Don't have much time, get in my zone. 200, baby, let's go.
See anybody because I was outside lane 8, so I knew that if I just ran my race, I'd finish in the top 3 hopefully. And it was a really tight race. Trayvon ran a great race. Honestly, I don't know how he looked because I couldn't see him really. I was just tunnel vision focused on my lane, and you know, I came with an equal season's best. That elusive sub 10 is avoiding me, but I'll be consistent at 10.0, so I know I have a lot more to give next year, and it's a shame this is my last meet because I feel like I'm in great shape.
All right, so last race of the season for me. I'm feeling really, really confident at this point. This is giving me a lot of confidence going into 2023, and I want to end it on a strong note. So I just got third in my first 100-meter final where I felt like I wasn't even supposed to be there, so I'm playing with house money. And then this 200, I was running with a chip on my shoulder because I was down in lane 2, and I felt like, man, I can't have this, man. I'm better than this. I should not be in lane 2. I can compete with the best in the world. I got high momentum, and I feel like they're all gonna sleep on me, so I'm just gonna sneak them from lane 2. I practiced it. I did it over and over and over, so I got used to that tight turn radius in lane 2. I'm like, all right, I'm a dark horse here. I'm gonna shake things up. So I only had about an hour between races, so I just kicked my feet up, got a little shakeout from my massage therapist. Shout out to Big Martin out there who helped me out. You only have 30 minutes before the race where you gotta get your bib and you gotta check in and all that stuff. So I didn't really have that much time to process the 100. I just immediately locked into the 200, and I'm already hyped. I'm warm, ready to go. I'm running angry, and I always run best when I run angry. So see how it goes. This time you got DeGrasse lane 8. I'm not there, so he took my spot. Thank you. I was actually glad to shake things up. Kenny McNarick, my teammate, lane 7. Kung Fu Kenny. No allows with the big roar. You know, he's hype. He's been talking world record and all this stuff, so he's chasing that. He's been in a different form this year, so this is just his season. Arian Knighton, trying to close it out. He had a spectacular junior season, so shout out to him. Ogando broke out as well. He's pretty young. I didn't realize how young he was, so shout out to him, another strong 200 performer. Dream had a career year, ran 19.8 a bunch of times, and Commonwealth champ, so shout out to him. Your boy, I feel up the block. That's my training group. And then I'm feeling good, man. I'm throwing up the Joe Burrow guns, getting ready to go. And then Salu, again, back in lane 1. So we got the field. This is actually a super strong field. Unlike the 100, this had a lot of the people, the same protagonists from the 200 meter finals, had some of the best athletes in the world, best sprinters. So I'm thinking this is a good opportunity to show the world what I can do against the best. Guns up, boom. So I'm driving. I know I'm deep down. I gotta get the heck out. My coach told me I gotta be at the front, coming off the curve. I catch Dream going into the turn, and then coming out of it, boom, I'm in good contention. I don't even see Noah because he's way out in lane 6. Around this point, I start to see him, but I'm good. You see, I'm far out, and I just gotta hold it all the way to the line. I didn't know if I held off Ogano because in the last second, I see a flash of red come past, and I didn't know if I was second or third. I couldn't really see everybody else. But you can see they got the camera on me, and that's always a good sign. That means you're one of the top finishers. But yeah, Noah's just on demon time, 1952 to close it out. I gotta give him his props, man. He killed it this season, but I'm there just waiting for my time to flash up. I wanna see, did I do it? Did I pull it off? And you never know how far back you are, man. It always feels like you're closer. There, I got confirmation. Season's best, 2002 in a headwind from lane 2. Oh yeah, pound the chest on that one. Uganda ran the same time, but I got that lean because, you know, I hit the bench presses, so I got that chest. See the replay here. Drive out really well. And, you know, Kenny was going pretty good, but Noah ran past him. And like I said, it's hard to hold form when someone runs past like that, man. It's crazy. So being in lane 2, I didn't have to deal with that. So a change of scenery was actually good for me, even though it was tight. But if I could just learn to hold my form a little bit stronger at the end of the race, that's an easy 19.9, 19.8 right there from lane 2. You put me out there lane 4, 5, 6, Lord knows what we can do. But you see the results there, Noah goofing around with the mascot and stuff. But you see the results. I ran 2002, season's best to close out the year. 2 seasons best, 10:06 in the 100, 2002 in the 200. Confidence is sky high. Look at that field too. We got Lyles, Ogando, Knighton, Bednarik, Richards, Grass, all kinds of talent in that race, and I was able to finish second. Obviously, some people were dealing with fatigue. They're tired. They had long seasons, but so did I. So if you line up, I don't want to hear it. People can make excuses for people, but at the same time, if you line up, you're saying you're good enough to go. So I finished second and broke my curse. Finally didn't finish 4th again for the 5th time in a row. I was 4th in the first 4 Diamond League finals, but this time I broke through, finished 3rd in the 100 and 2nd in the Diamond League 200 meters. So my confidence is sky high going into 2023. And as you can see now, I'm running with a whole bunch more confidence than I have ever before in my career. And it starts with little things like this. So to me, this is a sub 20 performance. I don't care what anybody says, 2002 from lane 2 into a headwind. Converts to a sub 20 performance, so I'm gonna take it. And then in the 100, I'm gonna take that as a sub 10 performance because again, running into slight headwinds, end of the season, fatigue legs. To me, I'm telling myself, all right, I close the season in sub 10, sub 20 shape. No reason why I can't do that in 2023. All I need is a chip on my shoulder, channel my inner MJ, take it personally. Whenever I do, that's when I run my best. So gotta find my motivation in 2023. Always keep me angry, just like the Hulk. And I have no shortage of motivation. They still sleep on me, so I'm out here to prove myself, show that I'm one of the best in the world.
Too, so I had a point to prove that no matter what lane, I'm not gonna let the tour meet from going for it, and I just ran my heart out. And you know, I didn't expect 2002 to get second. I thought it was gonna be a lot faster for second, but it is what it is. It's the end of the season. You never know what's gonna happen. And I'm really happy to be on the podium twice.
Shout out, Mr. Consistency. Aaron Brown, like you don't see a ton of him because he tends not to win medals, but that man makes finals. That man, season's best in the 100, in the 200, Diamond League final. You don't necessarily get to see that type of consistency highlighted very often because there's so much attention on the medals. But Aaron Brown had an outstanding season. 10 years on the scene, he's still doing it.
Yeah, the last few years he's really been making finals, and now here at the Diamond League final, gets on the podium at both those distances.
All right, so that's a wrap on my Diamond League circuit. That was my reaction to the races, and now we're gonna hand out some letter grades. 2022, I ran a lot less than I did in 2021. I ran every 200 on the Diamond League circuit in 2021, and I wanted to learn from that, scale back a little bit so I can have a little bit more fresher legs, and that seemed to pay off with having a lot more juice at the Diamond League final, running season's best to close out my season. So changing things up helped for me and paid off in the long run. Overall, I ran 6 Diamond League races, 4 Diamond League 200s, and 2 Diamond League 100s with an average finish around 3rd place. For peak performance, I'm gonna give that letter grade an A-, and that goes to my 200 meter run at the Diamond League finals in Zurich, where I ran a 20:02 into a negative wind, -06, and I ran from lane 2 against some of the best and stiffest competition in the world. So definitely give myself an A- there. great performance, gave me a lot of confidence going into 2023. So that gets the peak performance nod for the Diamond League circuit and honestly the entire season. For peak finish, I gotta go with that Diamond League win in Birmingham where I finished first in the 100 meters where I wasn't even supposed to be there. The only thing that would have made it an A+ is if I ran a little bit faster, ran sub 10, but I can't complain with the win. Peak finish, took advantage of an opportunity, and that one race, finishing first, was able to qualify me for the Diamond League finals. For consistency, I'll give myself a letter grade of a B+. I went 5th, 1st, 5th, 3rd, 3rd, 2nd, so an average around 3rd place. Those 5th place finishes I didn't like early in the season in 200, but as the season went on, I built my confidence. I started to figure my stuff out, get my race pattern together, start to get in shape a little bit more. I started to perform better, and you can see I went top 3 to close out the season, and that was a lot better than what I did in 2021. So I give myself a B+. Started to figure it out, and I'm pretty pleased with how I closed the season in my Diamond League circuit. So overall, my Diamond League circuit for 2022, the grade is, drumroll please, a B+, because like I said, I did a lot better than 2021, where I gave myself a letter grade in the C's because I felt like it was just not up to par with where I think I should be. I feel like I still have another level to give, which will put me into the A's for 2023, but we're gonna see how I fare out starting off in Doha, this upcoming race. I'm gonna try to step it up even more and try and get into the A range for 2023, but like I said, I scaled back, I had a plan, I didn't race as much, I felt a little bit fresher going into the end of the season, and the biggest Diamond League race of the year was the Diamond Finals, where I cashed in, finished 3rd and 2nd, qualifying for 2 events. I was only 1 or 2 people to do that, and I was the only one to finish top 3 in 2 events in the sprint. So big shout out to myself in the Diamond League season for 2022. Proud of that one, it's in the books now. But overall, I'm excited for the season and looking to climb even higher. Try to get in that A grade for 2023. So far in this video, I reacted to my Diamond League races in 2022. If you enjoyed this reaction video and you want to see more videos like this one, then check out this reaction playlist right here, or watch this video here that YouTube recommends. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel to join me on the way to 25,000 subscribers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.